This government's approach to immigration policy is a study in cognitive dissonance. Last year's multi-million-dollar Alberta is Calling campaign asked people to move here, but those who heeded the call faced sky-high insurance rates, increasing housing costs, and lagging wages. And anyone identifying as a visible minority will now be on the receiving end of hate, thanks to this government's repeated anti-immigrant dog whistles. Can the Associate Minister of Multiculturalism tell us why they set a table for 10, invited 100, and blamed everyone who showed up?
The Honourable Minister Hospitals.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Last year's Alberta is Calling targeted specifically the skilled trades that were needed to build the homes that the members opposite have been asking about in this question period. They're needed to build the hospitals the members opposite are asking about. They're needed to build all of the infrastructure that Albertans count on to get themselves to work and their families to where they need to go, Mr. Speaker. That's what that campaign did. It was laser targeted at skilled trades, where we're projecting tens of thousands of shortages to build the billion-dollar petrochemical and other construction projects that create jobs for Albertans.
Good job.
Honour of reply.
Given that the Alberta Next panels were a prime example of how the UCP would rather point fingers than solve problems, blaming immigrants rather than plan and invest for growth, and given that the Alberta Next videos on immigration were so full of disinformation that the Alberta Association of Immigrant Serving Agencies had to put out a fact-checking document disputing the anti-immigrant rhetoric, has the minister bothered to consult with immigrant serving agencies to discuss solutions rather than just paint immigrants as the problem?
Good
Honourable Minister of Affordability and Utilities.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I think it's an important question to be asked, and I think it's one that we have to take time to answer well. Obviously, the federal government is in charge of all of Canada's immigration, and we've seen that they have completely lost control of that over the last 10 years. Alberta does continue to advocate and work with the federal government to how many of those immigrants land within Alberta so that we can accomplish housing them, employing them, and seeing that their best attributes, investing in our economy, are met for their success and Albertan success. We continue to do that, work with the federal government, but when they overwhelm the system across the country, we all suffer.
Honourable member.
Given that picking fights is not cooperation, and their Alberta Next panel suggestion that discrimination on delivery of services may actually result in costly legal action, and given that the UCP could invest in affordable housing, healthcare and education, but instead blame wait times and overcrowded classrooms on immigrants, and given that this government will twist itself into knots to sow division rather than serve Albertans here and now, that includes immigrants, Mr. Speaker, and when will the minister stop blaming people and actually start helping people thrive?
Honourable Minister for Assisted Living and Senior.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Lots to unpack in that question, but I'll focus on housing, which shows one of the great cooperations from the Alberta government and the federal Canadian government, Mr. Speaker, which has resulted in Alberta having the most homes built, both market and affordable, anywhere in the country, resulting in rent going down in Calgary, Edmonton, and all across Alberta, Mr. Speaker, resulting in Alberta having 7 of the 10 most affordable jurisdictions anywhere in Canada, Mr. Speaker, right here because of the work that takes place in Alberta, Mr. Speaker. We bet on Albertans, the NDP bet against Albertans, but this side of the House will continue to bet on Alberta each and every day.